It'll help if I put you on the platform. It sounds good in my ear, but here we go. We're on now, y'all. Working or not working, we're on now.
I'm a slave to my life, these ups and downs while you taxing me. I'm a slave to your rights, the left inside while you taxing me. For 400 years you chose all my fears, gave me no choice, you laid but your voice. Now the tables have turned and the lessons were learned, so just let it go. Can't take it no more, but we got the key, so let things be. Set me free, set me free. Said you got the key, so set me free. Set me free. It's live on the life, these ups and downs while you're taxing me. Yeah. I'm a slave to my life, on these ups and downs while you're taxing me. For 400 years, you ignored all my tears. Says that was not a man that you could understand. And now that it's done, what you going to be? You got nothing to sell, and no one to tell. You got the key, so set me free. Set me free. Set me free. Said you got the key, so set me free. Set me free. A slave of my life, with ups and downs, while you taxing me, while you taxing me. I'm a slave to your rights, those ups and downs, while you taxing me. Set me free. Set me free. Lord, all my tears gave me no choice. So little boys, the 400 years, those on my lips. Shots me, got me, shots me. So you got the key, so let us be. Set me free, set me free. And you got the key, so let me free. Set me free, set me free. You got the key, so let me free. Set me free, set me free. You got the key, so let me free. Oh, baby. Said I love you, mean the world to me. Without you, girl, where would I be? I love you, baby. Said I love you, that you back on the wild. much I love you, girl. Said I love you. Just be trying to keep it real. I tell the whole world how I feel about loving you, girl. Said I love you. Ooh, baby, yeah. Said I love you. Said I love you. More than words say. They gave me such a sweet moment. I need your loving, girl. Said I love you. Just trying to figure it out. But one thing's sure, without a doubt, I love you, baby. Said I love you. Just make it up as I go. Take it awful slow and set it on your time. Said I love you. I look into your eyes. I see that love is no surprise. I love you, baby. Said I love you. Did you hear what I said? I said I love you, baby. Said I love you. Oh yeah, I love you, girl. Said I love you. I said you mean the world to me. There's no place I'd rather be than next to you. Said I love you. Just picture by golly wow. If only you know how much I love you, girl. Said I love you, girl. I need you more than life itself. Breathing is like hard to touch without your love. Said I love you. Oh, baby. Said I love you. Something in her eyes speaks the word of me. She caught me by surprise. The way she makes me feel. Something in her eyes is calling my name, babe. I didn't realize something deep inside had awakened. Oh, I felt so alive. Just this feeling, so deep inside, could be love. Oh, oh. Something in her eyes bleeds into my soul. Share my pain. How did you know? Something in her smile cools my spirit down. like a fire. It melts me with the sound. Oh, and never question a feeling. Oh, so what I'm feeling is so right. She's like the wind and my silence. Oh, I'm not really sure how to find love. Oh, her sweet, sweet eyes, her sweet, sweet eyes. Something in her eyes. There's something in her eyes. Whoa, cools my soul. Something in her eyes moves my very spirit. Oh, yeah. Something in her eyes makes me tremble. Something in her eyes tells the story of the glory of love. And they say she's mine. When the morning comes, touching me, girl, I'm touching you. It sends us both right into the mood. I should have known when my eyes first saw you. Surrendering my heart would be the best I could do. Morning comes much too soon. I plan, hold you right here till way past noon. By the way, what's in that perfume you wear? It's your eyes, your lips, your thighs, your hips, and that fragrance got us here. When the morning comes, someone will be in love. Did you hear what I said? When the morning comes, someone will be in love. Yeah. When the morning comes, someone will be in love. I'm really not sure who. It could be me, could be you. Well, yeah. Oh. Girl, you taste so good. You're right on time. Let's do it again and again. Positions 1 through 69. I'm not really sure you know what you've done. I'm gonna give you the kind of love make you scream and make you wanna run. morning comes much too soon. Can't we stay right here till the brand new moon? Come on, baby, let's take it nice and slow. See, nobody knew, and nobody has to know. But when the morning comes, someone's gonna be in love. I'll guarantee you, baby. When the morning comes, someone will be in love. Did you hear what I said? When the morning comes, someone will be in love. I'm not really sure who. It might be me. Yeah, it might be you. When the morning comes, baby.
Take it off, baby. Take it off slow. I like Victoria's Secrets, but I want you without your clothes. Now light all the candles, and baby, let me pour the wine. Let's kick a groove to some old school sound. Some Marvin Gaye will do just fine. So if you got a body, you're like a fantasy. Let me embrace it. I wanna taste you. Until it comes naturally. Let it be me. The one you love. Oh, I wanna be the sweetest things to you, sweet lady. Let it be me. The one you love. Oh, lay on me down to ecstasy. Baby, let's do it naturally. Lay down with me, baby. I massage your back and rub your thighs. Looking into the mirrors of your soul, I see you feel my nature rise. Let me kiss your lips. Oh, let my fingers touch your ecstasy. Let me bring you down to that climax, girl. It's so good to you, it's good to me. You got a body just like my fantasy. Let me embrace you, I wanna tease you. And do what comes naturally. Let it be me. I wanna be the sweetest things to you, sweet lady. Let's be me. The one you love. The one you love. Oh, yeah, baby. Yes, you feel so good here in my arms. You and me. Between these satin sheets, my body all over your body, your body all over me. Yeah, you got a body built right to fantasy. Let me embrace you, I wanna taste you. Do what comes naturally. Do what comes naturally. The one you love. Yeah. Who's gonna cry for me when my pain ceased? My life is done. Yeah. Will you be the one who will cry for me that my life is over? Will you shed a tear? Oh, will you do that for me, babe? Who's gonna cry for me when my pain is ceased and my life is done? Tell me, will you be the one? Will you be the one that will cry for me, baby? Will you cry for me, baby? Will you shed a tear? Oh, yeah. Tell me, who's gonna lie for me? Stand there for the whole world to see. Remembering everything, yeah. Oh, and who's gonna try for me? Right down in my eulogy, put it down in so many words. Everything that everyone has felt or heard. Will you cry for me when my pain is ceased and my life is done? Tell me, will you be the one? Will you be the one that will cry for me when my pain is over? And I need a 6-foot cat, someone to carry me home. Oh, I wanna know who's gonna scream and shout. Tell me what it was all about. And remember me, will they always see everything I wanted to be? Baby, you cry for me when my pain is ceased and my life is done. Tell me now, will you be the one who's gonna shout and scream, thinking all just a dream, forgetting that it's all a part of the scheme. Who's gonna cry for me when my pain is done? My life is over. Will you be the one who's gonna sing a song? Maybe Amazing Grace. Somebody's gotta leave with a smile. Somebody's gotta stay there for a while. I need to know, will you cry for me when my pain is ceased, when my life is done? Tell me, will you be the one? Will you be the one that will cry for me
Will you shed a tear? Will you be right there? Will you be right there? Oh, well, who's gonna cry for me? Who's gonna run out the door? 'Cause they can't take no more. Who's gonna cry for me when my pain is ceased and my life is done? Hey, can you say you're gonna be the one? Oh, that will cry for me. You shed a tear. We stand up there and tell the world how you truly feel. Oh, will you cry for me? Oh, will you cry for me? Will you come from my mom, my sister, my brother? Oh, will you cry for me? Oh,
So here we are, another night in the desert, another song. Now, of course, this is not the official video, but it's something I just wait for me to be able to keep referencing to what I'm doing, and I'm going to share it with you.
Think about the way we made this love thing come alive. There's so many reasons I don't even think we tried. Think about the way our heart beats still with that first beyond imagination. Terrible sweet love sensation. I just wanna live a life without you. Gonna love you for the rest of your life. It's something so simple, girl. It's hard to figure out. Don't doubt it. Just think about it, yeah. Think about the way we look into each other's eyes. And moments later, took us to a brand new high. Think about the tenderness we found in that first kiss. Oh, what a moment. Nothing's ever felt like this. I don't wanna live my life without you, baby. Gonna love you for the rest of your life. You and me are a dream come true. So don't doubt, yeah, just think about it. Somebody scream. Just think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about the way you had when you cross my face. Fire from the moon and stars with you are easy to replace. Think about all the things we go through ups and downs. Then a situation turns into a relation. I don't want to live my life without you. I'm gonna love you for the rest of your life. You are the one thing that I cannot do without. So don't doubt it, yeah. Just think about me, yeah. Think about the way you make me feel when I look into your eyes. Think about the love when it comes and the stuff is no surprise. Think about the way your heart is mine and mine belongs to you. Think about the way we love each other, the way no one else do. Think about it, yeah. Just think about it, yeah. Baby, think about it. won't you just think about it, think about it, baby, baby, think about it, baby, just think about it, yeah. I said, think about it, come on, let me see, come on, baby, said, come on, baby, come on, baby, just think about it, baby, baby. Just think about it, baby, baby. Won't you think about it? Come on, girl. Just think about it, yeah. Just think about it.
Okay, yeah, I am learning something about screening on YouTube. Can you guys all hear me currently speaking now? Because I think I got it. I think I understand what my problem here is with being on YouTube and working with live videos from YouTube, playing videos along with the show. Because, like I tell everybody, I'm looking at one thing and I can hear and know I am still on when the morning comes. Michael, so are you saying that you haven't heard Who's Gonna Cry for Me yet on your you got to have you hit that refresh button? Because wherever you're at with sound, I apologize. because what I'm seeing here is you cannot do a live speaking show. You cannot do these shows with YouTube and have videos play, because the video will go slower and slower and slower, and it's just a violation of your human rights to be able to produce entertainment for others on any social media platform. And YouTube is taking advantage of its right to disobey my rights as a content creator. Because what it's basically telling me is you cannot play the music of others. You cannot play the videos of others. All you can do in this game here is put your face on the screen and put nothing else up there but your face.
I'm still 3 songs behind.
And just talk to yourself. And with me, I'm a talker. So if you can hear me talking, raise your hand. Shoot me an emoji saying you got your hands up. Because y'all about to get robbed of all the great entertainment I could provide you. It creates too much mishappen, you know. And the only thing I can do is to tell you that from now on, I'm not going to show you the video that's playing. So all you'll be able to see is my emoji. That way you won't be feeling like the video that you're listening to is running slow, because you'll only hear what it's playing. You'll only hear the video play. You won't see the video playing anymore. You know, I figure that YouTube isn't going to do anything that'll put my StreamYard on time with your YouTube video, because it's trying to tell me that until I have 1,000 subscribers and I broadcast directly from YouTube, that it'll be the only way it'll be one-on-one in timing. But trust me, I'm not the only one that has this problem. But you, the viewer, it is hard for me to expect by telling you to go to another social media platform to see my live content that might be more to our side. Yep. Because for one thing, my website will only transpose videos that I create in YouTube to my website, which makes no sense to me. I can just leave my videos where they are and just send you or let you know that my videos appear over here on YouTube. I got 2 YouTube channels. I stopped using this channel for posting new videos to, because somebody was taking it upon themselves to destroy my little short YouTube career by flagging my videos, claiming there was nudity in them. What idiot, tell me y'all, what idiot, ladies, this is a question to y'all, what idiot would broadcast live on YouTube and think that he could get away with posting naked women? I mean, totally naked women. You know, we see women on TV all day long. So you can't hold that against me as a content producer. And what I really do is I create videos for local artists that I know back in California or out here in Florida or down here in Las Vegas. They don't have any way to have a presence on YouTube. So what I do is I collect models and I attach those models to their music, and it sells their music. The amount of views that those videos get sells the artist's music. Because some of the videos that I have in my library or in my channel, that if I play it, it comes up copyright, okay to use on YouTube. I'm like, how can you do that? I'm the first person ever played this song. How could you be telling me it's copyright protected? Oh, something new. Something new is happening. I got a few artists out there that I started making music model videos for them that now their music has gotten so popular that it's copyright restricted. But I don't know how that works. But to me, YouTube says that there's a copyright on this music, but it's okay to use on YouTube. I don't know if it's telling everybody on this planet it's okay to use on YouTube, but they've told me that in my shows, it's okay for me to play their music. So, like I said, Anita, antisocial, you're hearing me now, though, right? Michael, you're hearing me now, though, right?
I don't know.
Linda, you got sound now, right? Hey, quit in the whole damn thing. Put some fire in this building. We're having our socialization class going on here. So what you're telling me is this: if I put on a video that eventually you're looking at it, but you're not hearing the same thing as what you're looking at, because that's the problem I have over here. The whole time I'm operating, I'm continuously hitting the refresh button because I'm seeing one thing and I'm hearing something different. So no, I didn't heard that.
Okay, so that's where I'm at. I mean, but it's still buffering.
Wow, I don't know why yours is buffering. What do you say you connected on? What are you on? What are you on? Your own hotspot?
No, I'm on my page. That's what I text. I'm on my highly paid internet service with my phone from T-Mobile that's about to get fired.
Yeah, man, because
they're going to get fired for real, buddy, because they got me wanting to sound like a Negro.
Wow. Yeah, that is hardcore. That's hardcore that you're making a monthly payment and you can't use your own phone for what it's designed for, is to go on the internet, because you know all of these social media platforms are made for your phone. They're not really made to be used on a big full scale 5 megabyte or more. I'm just kidding about that megabyte, because a megabyte ain't nothing. I burn up megabytes around here just turning my computer on. You know, maybe it's a kilowatt. I don't know, kilos. You know, I don't know, terabyte. Yeah. I got a 5 terabyte computer and it buffers, and I don't get it, because this is all way too new for me to understand why buffering occurs in your program. And y'all can hear me, raise your hand. You know, give me an emoji saying you can hear me, because I'm trying to determine how far my speaking voice, me just speaking, what's the distance between it and you. And I'm just afraid to stop speaking, because then you're going to come up and you're going to say, Papa Will, I don't hear anything. That's what you're still hearing on your computer in the room is "Let It Be Me."
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing right now.
Boy, you is really buffering.
chat is perfect. It's the right time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because I just typed it. That's what that's why I'm typing. But the chat is in.
Yeah, the chat is in real time, but anything.
Exactly. So why is the video? And we've learned something here that when you're showing the information that we're attempting to re-educate the indoctrinated, they're not getting it in perfect time, and they're not getting it in real time, and they lose interest as a result of that. Because you talk to them, and then what they're trying to hear or read, it's not there because on one half of the country, or one state, or one city, here I am, which right now in the next room. Okay? This got to be happening a little, in pieces in other areas too. This is how YouTube is trying to defame you.
Yeah, because like I could go to anybody else's chat, and when I text, to whoever's channel, whoever is the curator or producer or content creator, after I type hello to them, then I guess when I'm listening to them talk, so they may have said, "What's new, Papa Will," to me, but because of the delay, whether it's a video or it's a live speaker, like I'm live speaking right now, but the only person that knows that I'm live speaking in time is Michael, because he's in the other room, so he can hear what I'm saying, but that's not what he's seeing. Are you seeing my emoji up there?
No, right now?
Yeah.
No. I'm telling you, I'm looking at my video of Let It Be Me. When it's not buffering, I'm hearing it. I got to turn it down so that it doesn't, overlap.
Yeah. Because Michael, you're not a good subject matter. Then I need somebody like Linda or Queen. I'm tired of talking about it. Honest with you guys, I'm tired of talking about the difference between the lapse time and showtime of YouTube. I'm tired of talking about it. So what I really want to talk about today is that you all are ladies. Look at all the ladies in this room. Boy, if I was younger, somebody would think that I was some kind of what they used to call men that had so many women in their livelihood. You know, a guy that knows a lot of women, a playboy, a playboy. If I was younger, y'all would all think I was some kind of playboy. But don't get me wrong, I ain't hating it, okay? Y'all here? I'm loving that part right there. Linda, queen of the whole damn thing. Mio. Oh yeah, I'm loving that. Antisocial. I haven't heard a word from you for a minute. Just wave your hand if you can still hear me, or am I back being heard by you? Because another thing that happens if I'm playing music or video, that video is playing current in my back room in StreamYard, but the transportation of your video to my StreamYard to my front room, I call StreamYard my back room, and I call the streaming the front room. All this technical know-how you got to be associated with as I'm streaming back to make sure I say hello. Laura La, how are you doing, honey? Are you still good? You good? Okay. So I've gone to the top of the list of everyone that I can see that's here. So if I'm talking in rears, then the thing for each of us to do is just watching the rears. There's Mio Ryder. How you doing, honey? It's just watch it in the rears. You know, the most current part we got is the chat. So you guys chat it up, and as I see the chat, then I can respond, and then you can tell if my response to what I said in the chat is on time or behind. Because Linda got 3 thumbs up. That means that she is a okay to rock it out, rock out, rock on. Drive me crazier. Not a fire brigade nor a serenade, just a pyromaniac. The chat is in real time, you know, and so I'm not even looking over here at me in the front room of conversation. I'm just over here looking at the chat. Who the what?
Tell me what I just text.
Michael said a missing connection uncommon selection allows misdirection, creating an infection. Is that the chat stole?
That's all. Chat right. Yeah.
Is the chat stole? Is the chat right?
Hold up. Oh, I'm calm. I'm busy. I'm calm.
So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm over here listening to Linda. Linda needs to come up here, take that link, and come up here on the stage and talk directly to the voice because I'm glad. Yeah, the chat is right. Yeah, now you need to lower your voice, Michael, because I'm listening to you and I'm not talking, and then Linda's gonna hear that dead space, and I'm tired of complaining about how the show goes. So this is what's gonna happen from now on. I'm gonna put our show together because right now I have 3 queens of California that were Native American tribeswomen, and that is what I want y'all to see today. Okay, so I'm gonna start the video, but I'm not gonna show y'all. I'm not gonna show it to you. Okay, there's Michael. Where did my show go? Where is the Queen of Ancient? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I done turned off. I done turned off the show again, y'all. Just give me a minute here to get back to it. But I accidentally put Michael on the tab that was connected to what our presentation is for tonight. Okay, here she comes. Here she comes. Here she comes. Here she comes. There's a new cognito window in effect that saying that I need to go and pull up. Yep, yep. This is it. This is it. So let me connect this to what we're doing, and then I'm gonna put it up here on the screen, and then we're gonna be having a show. Because the unfortunateness of this all is that if I didn't do our show like this, I would just be sitting up here convincing y'all that whatever it is I say you should do is what you should do because I'm older. I've gone to school for telling people what to do. I've achieved honors in the military and as well as in school and in civilian life of being successful in business and helping people. So today we are going to see the show. Okay, I got to make sure. Yeah, there y'all are. All right, here we go, y'all. Here's the show. All right, quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. We are going live. And if I add me to the stage, that means there I am. And if you need to hear anything else, just wait for it. It's coming your way, But in view of what you did here, yeah, because see, um, I don't know how there's no sound in the picture. I'm speaking, my mic is on, and the video just concluded that you're talking about there's no sound on this picture right here, right? Yeah, yeah. There's no sound coming. There's no sound from this picture because it's turned off. You know, and if I was to start this up, there wouldn't be no sound because the we're running on time now. So let me see if the next thing I do will make a difference for us.
There's a reason for the seasons change, a reason for those birds that sing, a reason there's no need to explain. Oh, as I wake up to this brand new day, I thank the Lord for granting me His grace and opportunity. Another moment, bless the chance to just improve myself. Another moment, bless the chance to just improve myself.
Self-improvement, motivation.
Absolutely.
Oh, feel the spirit that's moving me. Hear them talking to me as I sleep. Things I used to do before, I no longer need to do anymore. Now I found a better way. There's so much more I see. Oh, there's a reason for the seasons change, a reason for those birds that sing, a reason that there's no need to explain. Oh, well, that this day around me, so grateful that He found me, so thankful for the love today. Every moment blessed. Oh, another moment blessed. Oh, another moment blessed. Oh, another moment blessed. Oh, another moment blessed. This chance to just improve myself. Another moment blessed. The chance to just improve myself. Another moment, bless the chance to just improve myself. Another moment, bless the chance to just improve myself. Another moment, bless the chance to just improve myself.
Okay, Mike, that means that you're hearing exactly what's playing right now because it's coming from my back room. Okay, here we still are. Apparently, the hurricane didn't get me, and it's not flooded outside, so I guess I'm still cool up here on the third floor, staring at those mountains out there, watching the sun go down. So I want to tell you that I'm glad each and every one of you was here, and I was asking if you can hear me now, just type something in the chat. Whenever you hear what I'm saying now, just type something in the chat what you thought about the California Queens and tribal leaders that we just went through. Yeah. Hey, Puzzle, how are you doing today, honey? And Puzzle, you were so great to be here. along with every one of us other adults, that I haven't said one curse word all night. So there you have it. You can ask anybody. You can ask anybody out there that I have not cursed. I've been totally professional and no jokes coming out of my mouth. It's just being a very strict commentator today. And everybody say hello to Puzzle. She's a co-host on the Words uh, podcast nowadays, and she's not afraid to speak either. Man, I like that woman. I like women that speak up. I don't like women that. I spend my whole day looking at brand new people coming to my WhatsApp, my Gmail, my Facebook, and all this the only safe haven I have. No one in here ever asks me for money, is what I'm getting at. I am totally safe up here in StreamYard and my YouTube, because in YouTube, it would be kind of useless for some woman to go to one of my projects and leave a message asking me for money, because I wouldn't see it. But YouTube, being owned by Facebook, is the only safe haven for a man like me that works with models, because I spend my whole day with women that don't know me, which is very disrespectful, asking me for money. And what I mean by it, that's very disrespectful. I worked for a living. When I was in my 30s, I think I had 2 jobs, and I was building my nonprofit, and I was selling T-shirts, and I was just doing everything. I always had money. And I never in my whole entire lifetime would tell a woman to go on social media to ask men for money. I mean, I know it's a scam, but Facebook, YouTube's bigger brother, allows it. Google allows it. Facebook used to wouldn't let you even friend somebody you didn't know. Now I can be friended by people shooting porn sites at me, which I don't open because it could have spam in it. And more than that, I don't open up no links from people telling me, hello, where you live, how old are you? Are you married? Are you single? You got children? All this crap to turn around and in less than 24 hours ask me for money. I think that's the most ridiculous, stupidest thing that Facebook could allow. And they allow that. So I appreciate being here. Yep. And I'm sure you ladies get guys talking about, they just moved to your state, and they just had an accident or whatever lie they could tell you and ask you for money. And I think that it's men doing it to men as well as doing it to women, I really do. Because that it can damage your social media image as well, Papa. I guess so. I don't let it get. I don't look at these things. They come to me in Messenger where they know that they're safe, because they know that they would be busted if they came out into a social media platform on Facebook and try to sell you an empty can of Pepsi, sell you a Pepsi Cola can, claiming that they're selling Pepsi Cola by the 6-pack online. Whatever they would, however they would fix their brains to think that it's okay to be asking. Okay, great. That's what I'm talking for. So, Puzzle, what are you cooking? I'm getting like you done said it now, Puzzle. I'm getting like Nate. What are you cooking? Because I ain't cooking nothing. And Michael is being slow about putting the ground beef on and getting those noodles. soaking too, because I told him, man, it's too much work, putting these shows together. That you know, cooking. I do it all the time. I got all kinds of vegetarian asparagus, arepas. Is that Spanish? What kind of vegetable is arepas? Puzzle. See, I can see that there's a measure of the. See now, here we go. Here we are, live and in living color, y'all. Now I feel like the same thing is happening to me now is what goes on in everybody else's chat. And when you don't hear anything, don't think nothing's wrong. There's nothing wrong. I'm still sitting here. I didn't go outside and shoot no marbles, shoot a couple rounds of basketball. I'm still here. It's just that at a point there could be, no sound. So don't think that the whole system done broke down. Don't achieve that degree of lip popping off. Because it makes no sense to do that. There's that. I mean, it's not technical. It's not like you're standing on the back end of a technical situation, waiting to see if I press the right button that makes you hear again. Be like Mio Ryder. Y'all all say hello to Mio Ryder, and let me go get Mio Ryder's and drop her channel in here for you guys because I, I practice my Filipino when I go to her room. Okay, I go look up words. I take other people's words, what they have written, and I just go take the whole word and I go drop it in somebody's dictionary that can explain it for me and tell me what it means so that I can respond to the people in her chat because I'm sure she probably understands English. She's Filipino. That's part of their growing up for most of them, I believe, right? But then you hear somebody like me talking, and you don't understand every word I'm saying. Okay, because I talk a different dialect of my enunciation, pronouncing words all vary from time to time, moment to moment, and it's just like that. So now that I know that at least Puzzle, you're here, Meal Rider is here. Who else I got? I know I got Michael here because him and Linda are talking to each other in my other ear, and I can hear them. Missy, I know you're still here because you just got here, but I'm still looking for Queen of the whole damn thing, and I'm also looking for Kalani, and who else am I looking for? Oh yeah, Lala. Laura Lala, where are you, girlfriend? There's been a mountain of other conversations that have hit since I've seen something from you guys. But I just wanted to know what you thought about the presentation of there actually being queens of various tribes here in America, in the Americas. Is a Venezuelan and Colombian dish. Okay, is it puzzle? Is it a green dish or is it a pasty like dish or is it a soupy like dish? And I take it if there any meat in it because when you said VE, I thought you was about to say vegetarian, but I kept reading and saw okay, it's Venezuelan, and I recovered really quickly, because I didn't want to fall on my face. Oh, okay. It's like a taco. Oh, okay. Smaller than a burrito, but like a taco, you make shells, soft shells, and you just put your eatings on it, and then fold it and keep it riding, huh? Okay, it's like a taco, but not really a taco. Right, right. I get that. I get that. I understand. I mean, I've eaten several things that look like a taco in my life that wasn't exactly a taco. So I figured that nobody took any notes, or y'all better had cared more because y'all don't know how far I had to research to find. I knew about the Queen of California, and I knew about when California was once an island because I lived there for 35 years. So I just was curious about some of this history. But the other two, the Amazonians and the Haitian girl, I really hadn't ever heard of them before. So that's why I do this, because in my research it had limited me to various aspects of realizations or socialization of the world. But one thing I've always said, that the best way to brainwash people is to kill off all the men, enslave all the children, and impregnate all the women. And that's what this last conversation said. It talked about intercourse, which is a real educational term for the use of the word screwing around or having sex. And that's what happens when you conquer somebody. But what we're reading here, this is straight up robbery. This is just mass murdering of innocent people and taking their world. What is wrong here? Oh, this thing here.
Your voice is off. You got it? Can you hear me out there that much?
I hear you too loud out
Yeah,
here.
that's what she said. She told me that. Okay.
She can hear your voice through my microphone.
Okay.
Okay,
So
let me get this back.
let me get off the phone. Okay.
Yeah. Tell her to come up on the panel with me and then she can talk to you. Stop being so bashful over there, Linda. We know you love to talk. And if you're not familiar, Linda, with how it works, just talk to Puzzle for a minute. She'll pass it on to you because she does a great job on a words channel. When she comes up, she always. I know she don't have to practice it. I know she don't have it written down, but she's like me, and you, Linda. She can talk. You should ask me, a writer, how she does. She don't have no script in front of her. She just comes in and she starts talking. The problem with me, yeah, I know that you came kind of late, Puzzle, but just stay here for the rest of it because check it out. If you leave right now to go watch what you've missed, you'll be missing what we're doing now. So the time that you spend here being with us will become irrelevant because you'll be watching from the beginning up until you came, and then you won't want to watch no more because it'll be what you already seen, and then you'll have to know when to cut it off to come back to watch what happened after you, because it's only been an hour and 36 minutes that I've been on it. Y'all know I'm good for 2-3 hours. Okay, we still got the rest of the concert to watch and everything, and I just want to make sure that everything that the commentators are saying is all caught up. That what you're hearing now is what I'm saying right now. Okay, Puzzle. I was just kidding you, honey. I was just kidding you. But I was serious about tell Linda, my close friend that lives out in Florida, tell her the importance of her coming up on this panel and talking and not sitting there talking to Michael in the back room and he's got the door open. Now you can hear him and her talking over me talking, and for you to come on up here and talk. Just come here and talk. You want to talk? Come on up here and talk, because I don't see anybody texting that what, and Puzzle, you're not included, but I don't see any of you women texting about what you just saw in this dynamic presentation of queens of the Californias. I mean, of the Americas, because one girl is from Haiti, the other girl is from South America, and then we got Queen Khalifa here in California, and no, y'all don't have nothing to say about none of that. Because I'm the reason why I'm asking is because I did that special, because something hit me in my head, sounded like my mother was talking to me, but something hit me in my head that says, Will, you do all of these presentations about what men have done. This man that, this guy that, this over here, all these men things. And then I thought, well, Will, you should accommodate to all the women that come to your show without bringing their boyfriends and their husbands with them. Cause see, I come from that. If I know you, I want to meet your man. Cause if I have a show, I want both of y'all to come. So I'm older now. I get it. I get it. I'm single. People. That's another thing be happening to me. These girls, these women out of nowhere, they don't even show a picture. They ain't even got a name on it. They just got a phone number on their WhatsApp account. And then they're asking me all this stuff. I'm like, hold up, hold up. This is my camp. This is my presentation. Don't you get upset with me. Don't you say nothing I don't want to hear. And don't you ask me for no money. And don't be asking me no whole lot of questions. And then you not be answering mine. Because that makes me feel like for real. That you are a man pretending to be a woman. To be siphoning money out of men. That's kind of gay to me, okay? And where I come from, if you're gonna rob me, then walk up, rob me, take mine, or take this beating you're gonna get for acting like you could. And that is the kind of gay men stuff. And I ain't saying gay like sexual preference. I think it's just kind of gay for a man to be pretending to be a woman on the internet to get money from men because they got to talk to you. So they're talking to you, they're texting you like they're a woman. So that's kind of gay, don't you think? If you're a man, be a man. I don't care if you like man for sex. I don't care. I'm not that kind of person. I don't discriminate against people's sexual preference. I just don't understand why if you're that broke, how come you on the internet? That's just me, okay? So I'm gonna say this again because I haven't seen nothing from the old heads that was already in here. Mio, I know you can type in English, so you could say that of play the rest of the show, Popwood, and I can see it now. I'm curious. Okay, well, okay. See, Puzzle, you should have been up here on this platform. Okay, that means that we're all caught up. So now, here we go. The next part is called The Mighty Black Queen of California. This is more about Queen Khalifa, okay, in particular, minus the other two. But it probably has reference to the other two queens of the Americas were in it. It probably does. Okay. Just give me a minute. Forget the dead air that is circulating inside of your head. That's just me trying to figure out exactly of getting this next video up here. Here we go.
You're watching the Y2K show, where they play my kind of videos.
The book is called His Level Best and Other Stories by Edward E. Hale. All right, from 1885. The Queen of California. This is in page 232, I believe, 234. And it says, in the winter of 1862, I read for the first time the Spanish romance of the Sergas of Esplandian. It is sometimes cited as the first book of Amadis of Gaul, but is by Garcia Ordóñez de Montalvo, the translator of Amadis, a workman very inferior to Lobeda, who must be rated, I think, very highly among the writers of narrative, coming to the allusion in this forgotten romance to the island of California, very near to the terrestrial paradise. I saw at once that here was the origin of the name of the state of California, long sought for by the antiquarians of the state, but long forgotten. For the romance seems to have been published in 1510. The edition of 1521 is now in existence, while our California, even the peninsula of that name, was not discovered by the Spaniards till 1526 and was not named California till 1535. All right. So you see the timelines. All right. How fast could that story have spread to all these Spaniards? And why would they just say, oh, this is the one, California? They would have to have been so sure, right? They were sure of something. All right. As we're going to see what Cortez says. At the next meeting of the American Antiquarian Society, I called their attention to this derivation of the name, and it has since been universally recognized as the origin of the name now so familiar to us. The romance of Esplandian is now so rare that I translated for the Atlantic Monthly all the parts which relate to the Queen of California, and I now republish them. The reader may be interested in examining first the history of the discussion of the subject and then of the romance. The name of California was given by Cortez, who discovered the peninsula in the year 1535. All right, again, we're going to get into what Cortez said. For the statement that he named it, we have the authority of Herrera. It is proved, I think, that the expedition of Mendoza in 1532 did not see California. It is certain that they gave it no name. Humboldt cited in the archives of Mexico a statement in manuscript that it was discovered in 1526. But for this, there is no other authority. There is no other authority. It is certain that the name does not appear till 1535. All right, so again, we get a lot of opinions. A lot of different people, historians, and people in different times had their opinion on why this place was called California. You see, it must have been anciently already been called that, and everybody's trying to figure it out. Even back in 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, they're trying to figure out why it was named California. All right. Continues, says, I am told that the Reverend Dean Trench, in one of his etymological works, suggests that the Greek, and I don't read Greek, says, implying that the province seemed to the early settlers to have the attractions of a beautiful adultery. I have not myself found this passage, but I remember Mr. Powers, the sculptor, represents California as a naked woman, seductive in front, but concealing a torn bush in her hands behind. And he describes his statue as intended to represent her false seductions. Oh, that's interesting. So Mr. Powers depicts California as a naked woman. Why a woman? And why is the emblem of America a woman, an indigenous woman, right? And it's in California, all right? And what is the state seal of California? And it says here, a naked woman, seductive in front, but concealing a torn bush in her hands behind. Sounds like Eve, doesn't it? And he describes his statue as intended to represent her false seductions. Of this etymology, it is enough to say that Cortez and his men knew nothing of the seductions, never finding gold or anything else tempting there, and that the theory requires more, yet worse, scholarship at their hands than that of Calida Fornax. All right, so those are like wild etymologies, as he's saying. Of all such speculations, Mr. Greenhouse says very fitly, none of them are satisfactory or even ingenious. It is in the worthless romance of the Serjas of Explandian, the son of Amadis of Gaul, a book long since deservedly forgotten, that there is to be found the source from which the adventurers transferred the name California to the new region of their discovery. Towards the close of this romance, the various Christian knights assembled to defend the emperors of the Greeks and the cities of Constantinople against the attack of the Turks and infidels. On this occasion, in a romance published first in 1510. All right, got that already. 25 years before Cortez discovered the American California. The name appears with precisely our spelling in the following passage. Again, we're going to get this many times. Know that on the right hand of the Indies, there is an island. It's called California, very near to the terrestrial paradise, which was peopled with black women without any men among them, because they were accustomed to live after the fashion of Amazons. They were of strong, hardened bodies, of ardent courage, and of great force. The island was the strongest in the world. From its steep rocks and great cliffs, their arms were all of gold, and so were the comparisons of the wild beasts which they rode. They rode after having tamed them, for in all their islands there is no other metal. They lived in caves very well worked out. They had many ships in which they sailed to other parts to carry on their forays.
The new best way to make money online that nobody's talking about is something you've never heard before. It's using remote automation.
In the paper to which these paragraphs are in introduction, I have translated every passage in the Explandian which relates to the Queen of California, the name appearing, as will be seen, in several distinct passages in the history. This romance, as I have said, is believed to have been printed first in 1510. No copies of this edition, however, are extant, but of this edition of 1519, a copy is preserved, and there are copies successive, edition 1525 and 1526, which is the version I have, in which last year 2 editions were published, one at Seville and the other at Burgos. All of these are in Spanish. It follows almost certainly that Cortes and his followers in 1535 must have been acquainted with the romance, and as they sailed up the west side of Mexico, they supposed they were precisely at the place indicated. So why would Cortes and his people suppose? Why did they start saying, yo, this is California, this is the one in the romance? He knew it was precisely at the place indicated, precisely in the right hand of the Indies, in the right hand of the Indies, right? All these books, history books, they're called History of the Indies, of the New World or New Spain, Indies. On the right hand of the Indies, there is an island near the terrestrial paradise. It will be remembered also that by sailing in the same direction, precise contemporaries were Amadis of Gaul, the Emperor Splendid, and Sultan Radiado. And she flourished, as the books say, at the time when the Sultan made his unsuccessful attack on the city of Constantinople, all of which she saw, part of which she was. She was not petite, nor blonde, nor golden haired, but she was large and black as the ace of clubs. She was not petite nor blonde, all right, nor golden haired. She was large and black as the ace of clubs. But the prejudice of color did not then exist even among the most brazen faced or the most copper headed. For as you shall learn, she was reputed the most beautiful of women, and it was she, oh Californians, who wedded the gallant Prince Talanque. Prince Talanque? That sounds like an Aztec or Maya name, Talanque. Prince Talanque, your first known king, the supporters of the arms of the beautiful shield of the state of California, all right? The shield of the state of California should be on the right a knight armed Kappa Pi, and on the left an Amazon sable. clothed in skin, as you shall now see. We continue in the book, His Level Best and Other Stories. All right, remember this was in the Harvard Library. And it says, now at the time when those great men of the pagan sailed with their great fleets, as the history has told you, there reigned in this island of California a queen, very large in person, the most beautiful of all of them, of blooming years, and in her thoughts desirous of achieving great things, strong of limb and of great courage, more than any of those who had filled her throne before her. She heard tell that all the greater part of the world was moving in this onslaught against the Christians. She did not know what a Christians were. She didn't know what a Christian were, for she had no knowledge of any part of the world except in those which were close to her. But she desired to see the world, and it was various people. And thinking that with great strength of herself and her women she should have the greater part of their splendor, either from her rank or from her prowess, she began to talk with all of those who were most skilled in war, and told them that it would be well if, sailing in their great fleets, they also entered on this expedition, in which all these great princes and lords were embarking. She animated and excited them, showing them the great profits and honors which they would gain in this enterprise. Above all, the great fame which would be theirs in all the world. While if they stayed in their island, doing nothing but what their grandmothers did, they were really buried alive. They were dead while they lived, passing their days without fame and without glory, as did the very brutes. All right, so just want to point out something here. So it's, the story of Wonder Woman, right? The movie recently came out. You see, the Wonder Woman is an Amazonian, right? We're talking about the same people. We're talking about a mythical island, right? Same thing, all right? And we know that Wonder Woman wanted to go out and see the world. She didn't want to be stuck in the island, and her parents, right, didn't want her to leave. But like as it says here, Queen Khalifa, right?
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy.
This is pretty exciting information that we're receiving here about Queen Khalifa and what movies have been created as a circumstance of her. Here we got Wonder Woman. I never seen the Black Wonder Woman. I've seen two versions of Wonder Woman, but maybe that next version will be Queen Khalifa in California, because they got the money now, they got the talent, and they got enough people to do it with. I think it's time for them to get real.
Saying and kind of thinking the same thing. It says, well, if they stayed in their island doing nothing but what their grandmothers did, they were really buried alive. They were dead while they lived, passing their days without fame and without glory, as did the very brutes. Now the people of California were as willing then to embark in distant expeditions of honor as they are now. And the first battalion that ever sailed from the ports of that country was thus provided. So much did this mighty queen, Calafia, say to her people that she not only moved them to consent to this enterprise, but they were so eager to extend their fame through other lands that they begged her to hasten to sea, so that they might earn all these honors in alliance with such great men. The queen, seeing the readiness of her subjects, without any delay gave order that her great fleet should be provided with food and with arms of all gold, more of everything than was needed. Then she commanded that her largest vessels should be prepared with gratings of the stoutest timber, and she bade place in it as many as 500 of these griffins, of which I tell you that from the time they were born, they were trained to feed on men. All right, so we're gonna get more accounts of her and how she went and helped the Turks. This is the preparation we're reading here, right? So we're not gonna get this in other books. So it's good to get this. She brought 500 griffins with her, so you get the whole explanation of how she prepared to go on this journey, right? To leave her island of California. All right. All right. So now we're going into this scholarly journal or magazine called the California Historical Society Quarterly. This is volume 28. This is from 1949. California Historical Society, San Francisco. All right. All right. So this is on page 23 of this quarterly journal. And again, it's California, a possible derivation of the name by A.E. Sokol. The generally accepted theory regarding the application of the name California is the one offered in 1862 by the Reverend Dr. Edward Everett Hale. According to this theory, the word occurred first in a Spanish novel, Las Sergas de Esplandian. All right, I'm going to get into that. Written by Garcia Ordóñez de Montalvo as the fifth part of the then popular Portuguese romance Vasco de Lobeira's Amadis de Gaula. All right, so this story that where the name California supposedly came from was actually a copy of an original so-called Portuguese romance named the Amadis de Gaula. All right, so it's much older than that Spanish story. All right, which Montalvo had translated into Spanish. The story deals with an imaginary island called California, rich in pearls and gold, and peopled with black Amazons, whose queen was Calafia or Califia. All right, again, so-called black Amazons. Right, they're talking about, you know, copper-colored, dark-hued, dark-skinned Amazons, whose queen was Calafia. Since the Amadi story was very popular at the beginning of the 16th century, it seems reasonable to suppose that it was known to the explorers of that time, and that it became the basis of a name given for one of the new discoveries, referring at first to Lower California, but gradually embracing the entire region, now known as California. All right, so found this book here. I thought it was very interesting as well, relating to what we're discussing in this video. So it's called Chronicles of Early California, 1535 to 1846, and it's called Lands of Promise and Despair. Very interesting, right? Lands of Promise, lands of promise, the promised lands, right? We're talking about America. We're talking about California, and this is edited by Rosemary Beebe and Robert M. Sinkiewicz. All right, we're page 9 of this book, and it's called 1510, The Invention of California by Garcia Rodriguez de Montalvo. And it says here, the name California published in Seville in 1510 by Garcia Rodriguez de Montalvo, entitled The Labors of the Very Brave Knight Esplandian. All right, so we already got in the other journal that the name California was actually around way before that. All right, but we're just gonna read this just for reference, right? It says Rodriguez de Montalvo, who was born in the middle of the 15th century. He participated in the final phases of the Reconquista and was knighted for his service at Alhama de Granada in 1482. By the 1490s, he was hard at work on his 5-volume set, Amadis de Gaula, one of the first of many published books of fiction on the themes of chivalry and courtly love, which so captivated the Spanish reading public during the age of exploration and conquest. The first 4 volumes represented Rodriguez Montalvo's reworking of oral legends that were centuries old. The 5th volume, whose composition was begun in the 1490s and which was partly influenced by the tales brought back to Spain by Columbus and the early explorers, was Rodriguez Montalvo's own creation. All right, so this is very important what we just read there. So remember, they're giving this guy the credit for the source for the word California. He made it up in his romance about Queen Khalifa we're going to read. But look what it says here. It says that this 5th volume, where they actually got this story of Queen Khalifa, whose composition was begun in the 1490s. Look at this, 1490s. Which one? 98, 96, 97, 94, before or after Columbus went to America? Had to be after, because 1490s, he was here 1492. There's a whole 8 years thereafter that it could have been composed, right? So it says was partly influenced by the tales brought back to Spain by Columbus and the early explorers. Was Rodriguez Montalvo's own creation. So this composition that Montalvo did, again, this was his own creation, basically from inspired by tales brought back by Columbus. I wonder what Columbus told him. All right. It concerned the adventures of Esplandian, the son of Amadis. The passage reproduced below is taken from chapter 157 of the book. At this point in the novel, the pagans, example Muslims, are attacking the Christian city of Constantinople. Word of this reaches even to the fictional island of California in the Indies. Ooh, in the Indies, West Indies, in the Indies, the third India. All right, why does the Mercator map of 1569 have India right over Mexico? Look it up. All right, so again, the word reached all the way to the so-called fictional island of California in the Indies. It is inhabited only by women and ruled by a queen named Calafia. She convinces her women to join the pagan alliance and they sail to Constantinople. So they're saying that Queen Khalifa, Caliph, right? Caliph, isn't that like a Muslim word? Teamed up with the Muslims. She teamed up with the Muslims. Who is this Queen Khalifa? They're fabled griffins, creatures with the heads of wings of eagles but the bodies of lions. Are we talking about dragons? These so-called griffins, dragons, proved to be especially formidable fighters and capture and kill many Christian defenders of the city. But the griffins are unable to distinguish between Christian and pagan males and soon take to killing Califia's allies as well. It says here the names Calafia and California were rooted in the Arabic word Khalifa, which enters English as Caliph. The use of the word is clearly meant to call to mind the Reconquista. In the novel, California is consistently associated with gold and wealth. Gold and wealth. Where was the gold rush, everybody? California, right? So is this just a novel? Queen Calafia and her women left the sea to enter the battle, wearing their golden armor that was studded all over with very precious stones, which were found on California Island as abundantly as rocks in a field. In her challenge to Amadis and Esplandians, Calafia identified herself as a very courageous ruler of California Island, where an amazing abundance of gold and precious stones are found. When Calafia went to meet Esplandian to formalize the challenge, her robes were made entirely of gold and many precious stones. Also, she wore a finely designed headdress with a huge volume of twists and turns, and when she finally put it on her head, it was like a capelline. It was made completely of gold and studded with gems of great value. In this work of fiction, California is associated with wealth, conquest, indigenous people, listen to that, indigenous people who are willing to convert to Christianity? Doesn't that sound familiar? So who is this Queen Khalifa who was willing to convert to so-called Christianity? An indigenous person of California. It says, and indigenous women willing to give themselves to European men. Willing? Were they really willing? All right, so now we're in this basically scholarly, I guess, journal. It's called The Transactions and Precedents of the Geographical Society of the Pacific, and it's volume 6, part 1. This is from 1910. All right. Again, the contents of this is the origin and meaning of the name California, Califia, the Queen of the Island of California. All right. This is by George Davidson, PhD, President of the Geographical Society of the Pacific. Even when the name California is traced to its first appearance in the exploits of Esplandian, there is no explanation offered about its origin. All right. So we've known that they say it comes out of that, but we know that it was already there before that. We already read this in the other books. All right. So even he's letting you know, okay, well, yeah, this dude put it in this romance from this time. But where did he get the name California? How did he come up with it? And associate it to a woman, an Amazonian, on a distant island. All right. That's what he's saying. It doesn't offer no explanation to its origin. But from the statement of the nominal author that this romance was originally written in Greek, we suggest a solution. All these creations of the Romance conspired to inflame the younger Spanish nobles after the expulsion of the Moors and Jews from Spain, when there were no more provinces to conquer unless Columbus should discover a western route to India. All right, so you see that? Theo H. Hiddle commences by saying the first account of California that is found in old records represented it as an island rich in pearls and gold. It was said to lie at a distance of 10 days' journey from the province of Cihuatán, and to be inhabited by women only. All right, so I want to bring you to this book, which is the Letters of Cortez, so we can get an account from Cortez himself. This is actually what he wrote to the Emperor Charles V. So this is a collection of 5 letters, all right, that he wrote to Charles V. This is a book I got. It's called Letters of Cortez, the 5 letters of relation from Fernando Cortez, another name. You might know him as Hernando, but it's actually another way, Fernando Cortez to the Emperor Charles V. Translated and edited with biographical introduction and notes compiled from original sources, all right? Original sources by Francis Augustus MacNutt in 2 volumes, all right? And this is in volume 2 that I got here. I got both volumes 1 and 2. We're going to page 177 in this book, and we're gonna go down to the part where we're talking about in our video, which is Queen Khalifa, right? That lived in a mythical island full of women. Guys, we're in a part of the book with Cortez is telling Charles V, right, that how he's conquering all these provinces, and even though they lost men, and they're conquering them one by one, and he's doing so good and all that, right? He says, namely, the province of Aliman, Mexico, gold and pearls, right, very rich in gold and pearls in Cehuatan, but also that they were bringing back stories from there. All right, so let me just start right here. It says, in his description of these provinces, there was news of very good port on that coast, which greatly pleased me because they are few. He likewise brought me an account of the chiefs of the province of Cehuatan. All right, from the chiefs, meaning from the aboriginals there. So this is a story from the Indians there, the chiefs, the aboriginals, all right, of that province of Cehuatan, who affirmed to the Spanish, right, that there is an island. There is what? An island inhabited only by women without any men, by women without any men, an island inhabited by women without any men. This is chiefs, aboriginals telling this story to Cortez. So as I'm trying to show you here is that, as you can see, this story didn't start in a romance, in a Spanish romance. All right, so we got to dodge the hijack. All right, it's deeper than that. So we're getting a whole different source here. Now it's a local story, right? And it continues saying, and that at given times, men from the mainland visit them. If they conceive, they keep the female children to which they give birth, but the males they throw away. This island is 10 days' journey from the province, and many of them went thither and sighed, and told me also that it is very rich in pearls and gold. All right, so they're saying it's 10 days from where they are in Mexico, almost central Mexico, 10 days journey. That makes sense to go to California. About 10 days journey, not that far. I shall strive to ascertain the truth, and when I am able to do so, I shall make a full account to your majesty. All right, so that's Cortez again, letting us know that he knew about basically Queen Khalifa, because he heard the story from the chiefs in Cehuatan that was passed to him from the Spaniards that were conquering over there. All right, so they already had the scoop. So again, remember, they started writing these romances, right? Montalvo wrote it because he got influenced from, Columbus when he was coming back in the 1490s, right? We already got that earlier, all right? So I just wanted to show you, right, so you can get a clear perspective. We're going to continue to talk about Cortez later on, but all right, I just wanted to show you that the source says it himself, all right? Let's go back to the other book. All right, so Cortez letting you know that he didn't get the name California from a romance he read. All right, he would have wrote it right there. I mean, he wouldn't even need to write it because that would have been part of, common knowledge. Charles V would have known that because he would have gave him the book and would have told him, go look for this land, right? Even though they did, they knew what they were coming to do and who they're coming to conquer. Let's not get too lost, all right? So this ain't no romance, all right? They're gonna tell you, yeah, we figured it out. It came out of a fictional romance because they try to say romances are fiction. They try to throw that suggestion at us. But if you really study the etymology of romance, you really study this. These are all basically inspired by real history. Most of these romances, this is just the way they told the story, right? In the play.
Financial. The feeling you get when you're on budget.
So this is an amazing story that is being told about Queen Khalifa. What do y'all think?
By Gonzalo de Sandoval and transmitted by Cortez to the Emperor Charles V. All right, so this is what Hernando Cortez, was telling Emperor Charles V. All right, who also invaded the Incas. In the latter part of the year 1524, he adds in a footnote, the account is contained in the Carta Cuarta de Relación, dated October 15th, 1524. So we're in this part of the book, which is called the Mythical Amazons, the Griffins in the Terrestrial Paradise, or the Garden of Eden, right? Ancient medals and monuments represent the Amazons in warlike costume. They used bows and arrows, javelins, and axes of peculiar shape, and bucklers in the form of a half moon. They are said to have founded an empire along the south and east coast of the Black Sea, with their principal seat on the river Thermodon, which empties near the southernmost part of the sea. All right, so now what they're reading is the story of the Greeks, how they talk about the ancient Amazonian women fighters, right? Like we all know Sheena, that old TV show, Sheena or Sina, all right? Homer relates that when Priam was encamped with the Phrygians of the banks of the Sagarius, the Amazons, equal to men, joined them. Their queen, Penthesilea, who invented the battle axe, aided in the defense of Troy. Herodotus particularly describes the battle fought between the Greeks and the Amazons on the Thermodon, with their defeat and being carried into captivity. So with their defeat, so the Greeks beat the Amazons. All right, very important. Francisco de Orellana's chronicler, the Dominican Fray Gaspar de Carvajal, transplanted the fable to regions of the Amazon River in the wild search for El Hombre Dorado, or the Golden Man. Not El Dorado, like a place. It actually was a person. In 1522, Cortés sent Gonzalo de Sandoval to succor Cristobal de Olid, who had gone to Colima. And from him, we have the report of a very rich island, peopled with Amazons, 10 days' journey from Colima. This legend appears in the fourth letter of Cortés to the Emperor Carlos V, dated October 15th, 1524. I reporting women warriors, an island of women warriors in America. That's what he's saying. In 1529, a large expedition left Mexico to continue the discoveries of Olid and Sandoval, but especially to reach the island. In the Historia de Nueva España, escrita por su esclarecido conquistador Hernán Cortés, aumentada con otros documentos, all right, augmented with other documents. So they're talking about this book that Hernán Cortés wrote, all right. So as this story is given in detail, as a matter of history, it eventually killed the legend of the Amazons. All right, so we read that earlier, how Hernán Cortés mentions the island of California peopled by women warriors. So it killed the fact, like it debunked that it was a legend, is basically what he's saying. Eventually killed the legend of the sun as a matter of history. All right, this was in detail as a matter of history. It eventually killed the legend of the Amazon, the legend. It was real. All right. All right, so Cortés killed the legend when he wrote to Charles V saying that, hey, there's an island here with Amazonian women. He confirmed the legend and killed it. All right, he made it a matter of history. The belief in the Amazons was not confined to the conquerors of Mexico. It preceded their advent and was extended to both the Americas. It says Columbus heard of the Amazons on his first voyage. In his letter of March 4, 1493, and speaking of the Caribs, he says, "They are the same who have intercourse with the women on the first island, which is found on the voyage from Spain to the Indies, on which no men live. These do not follow any womanly occupations, but use bows and arrows of cane, like those mentioned above, and cover, and arm themselves with brazen plates, of which they have many." Had women warriors, they had brazen plates, they fought bows and arrows. It was mostly women. So there was groups of these, it seems like there was groups of these Amazons everywhere in the Americas, all right? The legend appears first in the fourth letter of Cortes to the Emperor Carlos V or Charles V, dated October 15th, 1524. And among the reports which he, Gonzalo Sandoval, brought from that province, Colima, was an account of a very good harbor, a Puerto Escondido, or a hidden harbor, Acapulco, in question marks, which was found on that coast. And also, he told me of the lords of the province of Guatang, that many of them asserted there was an island inhabited only by women, without any grown man among them, and that from time to time men went out to them from the mainland. When they bore daughters, they kept them, but the sons were put away. This island is 10 days' distance from the province, and many of the principal men had gone there from the province and had seen them. I was also told they were rich in pearls and gold. All right, page 114. This is from Hernan Cortez's own words to Charles V, all right, his boy. All right. And he's clearly telling you, all right, because this matches basically, we already read the story of Queen Khalifa, right? How they would only keep the baby, the female children, and they say they would kill the males, throw them in the water, feed them to the griffins, all right? So this story that Cortez got from the Aborigines, the people he met in Mexico, telling him, you know, that there was an island of women, matches exactly with what the Queen Khalifa story in Esplandian's so-called romance Spanish, book or whatever. One, Calafia, the queen of the island of California, from beautiful and from Califus, of beautiful and noble stature. La muy esforzada reina, Calafia, señora de la gran isla California, donde grande de abundancia el oro y las preciosas piedras decrían. Of beautiful growth and shape was the Queen of California, who gave such unexpected and marvelous succor to the Turks against the Christians who were defending Constantinople. She was of majestic proportions, more beautiful than all other women, and in the full flush and vigor of her womanhood. The name Calafia is introduced 17 times.
Way hey ho, way ho, way ho. 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 Way hey 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 ho, way ho.
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Queens of America. And like I've been texting right here, I just watched this Ottoman movie about the conquering the Turks, which were a mixture of Moors, eh, Sephardi Jews and Morisco Moors, which made them all Moors. But they had all these light-skinned people on there, like it was made in modern time. That always throws me because today, in this day and age, we know the whole world is of tawny color. And when you make these movies and you're still using people that don't represent who the actual people were, you're ruining it. Because for intelligent people like Puzzle and Linda and Miss T, y'all know the difference. You know when you're watching a lie. You know when you're watching a lie because it just feels like it's a lie. It can't. This could not possibly be true, especially if like I'm always doing research, right? And so I'm looking at this Ottoman movie, and it's talking about during the time of 1552, and then we come over here and we see that the Spanish. This might explain. This might explain why the Romans at Constantinople got beat because King Charles V had his gang of thugs and renegades over here prancing up and down, the islands, uh, Tahiti, West Indies, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, Arizona, all of this up down Mexico, and then finally they find out that California is real. Where do you think they'd rather be? In California, because there ain't no men already, so you ain't got no men to kill. So what are you gonna go there and do? There ain't no children to enslave. They're all gone too. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go over here to where ain't nothing but women, and they never seen men before. Just like those of you like me that watched that fake movie called Wonder Woman, that's talking about Amazonian women. It's talking about how here's an island of just women, and they would kill a man if you landed here because you could be like those conquistadors back in the 1500s that came and tried to wipe our people out. Now that's putting fact and fiction together. You call it because I've seen it both. I've seen it both. Because here you got the Holy Roman Catholic Church, who has been all over Spain, Portugal, France, running out all the non-converters. If you didn't believe in Christianity, they were killing you all through the 1500. 1492, Christopher Columbus, I've read and I've seen in his stories, was a scoundrel, was a pirate. He didn't discover no America. How can you discover something that's already here? So you got to change that translation that what he discovered for the people that paid him to come here. Because, see, we were brainwashed to believe that Christopher Columbus was looking for a shorter way to India. And he landed in the islands. He didn't even land up here in the continent, what they call Turtle Island. He landed out there in the islands, and he claimed the natives there he saw and called them Indians because he didn't know no better. He was as swarty color as these natives that welcomed him to their land. that he wound up killing the men, enslaving the children, and hauling them back off to Europe and raping all the women. You know, the biggest Holocaust that ever happened did not happen to Afro Germans during Hitler's time. It happened to Native Americans during Charles V's time. And now we learn that in conjunction with Constantinople getting overrun by the Turks and not getting any help from the Roman Catholic Church, because in the movie they show that part. They're like, okay, man, King Charles is going to send us reinforcements. He's going to send all these ships to help us out against these Turks, and we're just going to just wait, until the word came that, hey, man, they ain't coming. Well, it didn't add into the movie that the reason why they didn't come is because they done sailed all their ships over here to California. And just think about the fact, you could not sail a boat straight from the east to California without going down and around the Cape of Mexico, unless they did like the Turks did. You want to pick these ships up down in the narrowest part of North America, which is now called Panama, and you want to carry your ships across land to take the shortcut to get over the Bahamas, to get back up here to California and wreak havoc. That took a whole lot of time. So what you're saying is that from the 1550s, did he say? Well, we know Columbus came here on his third visit in 1492 and stayed 1499 and went back to Spain and died, a poor man, because he was a little criminal. So he didn't really get to keep nothing. He didn't do like other Morisco Moors and Sephardic Jews and settle himself over here, because he also went along the eastern seaboard looking for a place to squat. But those people were too tough along that seaboard, boy. They was wiping them and his fellows out. So when the story about the California, as they called it, had a queen instead of a king, and there's no men to kill, and there's no children to enslave, let's just go, and that the women are naked. They kind of said that part in there, that in the front, the women were topless and was holding behind their back a leaf. And then they flipped the story to make it more like being in the Eden. And but you know what happened. All them Christians come over here, Christians, right? Not all of these people are Christians. They're what's known as crypto Christians. They're fending being Christians, and now they're on these ships and they're sailing for riches, but they're really criminals, and they're really Sephardic Jews and Morisco Moors. Okay, and so they're all over here in California now, raping and pillaging. What did they say this California was full of? Gold and pearls and gold, or was it copper? Whatever it was, they knew that, man, we done hit a gold mine. Why don't y'all go marry 500-600 of them girls, and the rest of them will enslave them and drag them back as concubines to Spain and blah, 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 blah. So that's what y'all get for not having nothing to say when I ask you. Go ahead and speak up, because I'm here. I'm on your side with this, because I understand what happened. Because the true fact of man of all this ancient time, here. Do we really want to understand what happened to all the northern Native American people before the Pencil genocide occurred? They were wiping each other out. Yeah, black on black crime was big. And that's why I do this, so that to give those of us that understand that the history of foreigners killing off Native Americans was not no damn white cowboy. They were Morisco Moors. They were coming over here from Spain, calling themselves the conquistadors, you know, but they were all swarty, tawny colored, copper colored people killing each other. Okay? That's the story of the world. And you know, due to that fact that Moors we know come from Africa, Northwest Africa, you know, they 750 years of occupation of Southern Europe, you know, they were from Africa. So it leads to understand how a term African American could get started in North America, and the whole world calls all Americans, they call them Negro, they call them black, they don't call them Native American because that word was wiped out. We are considered not to be of Native American descent. You know, the pencil. They call us African because those people that have never been to anywhere else on this planet, you know that in Europe, hey, those Moors, they come from Africa. So then you come over to America, what are you going to call it? Africans. Yeah, those Africans because they look just like those people that in France and Spain and Portugal. You know, them black people that was from Africa, North Africa. That means that must be what happened here. That must be what these people are here because every day more and more people learn that there was no such thing as the transatlantic slave trade. There's no such time ever happened that ships left Africa filled with African people, kidnapped by Africans, given to Africans here in America to be sold off to white people. I hate to tell you this, but you know the concept of white people being in anywhere in outside of Europe didn't really occur to late 1700s, early 1800s. So that's less than 200 years. And up until all this time in the past, we had King Charles over here in France leading his crusade, and then at the same time we had King James' ancestors leading the charge over here in Great Britain, Scotland, Ireland, you know, and all these are swarthy people all the way across. And there is no mention yet until around the time that King James, after he wrote that 1611 Enoch composed Bible that had been corrupted by Piso family in the Roman Empire, a bunch of black people wrote a New Testament, call themselves, you know, we're going to destroy the Jewish people by creating their savior, and they killed him. They killed their savior. And Jesus Christ supposedly in his writing wasn't even Jewish. So you put all these different concepts together. It's amazing that there is a such thing as America and that there is a such thing as people like me, because I'm not alone. You know, Kurimeo, and all praise to the Most High for Kurimeo, he did what I was trying to do back in the 70s. I was trying to gather up this much kind of information to share with the world, but there was no such thing as computers. You know, I worked as a librarian in 72 to 74 in college so that I could read everything there was to know about Native, you know, so now Native American people. I'm like you, Puzzle. You know, I was trying to figure the whole truth out that, hey, wait a minute, there is something wrong with this picture. And so I've read the true stories out of books and then look up and there's some stupid movie with all the sensationalism in it and all these lies attached to it, you know? And so I just want to say I appreciate all y'all coming because for me, I'm still looking for Harriet Tubman, man. I ain't lying. I told a girl one day at bowling that was on my team, a black woman, and I told her, I said, there's probably a reason why your shirt doesn't have Harriet Tubman on it. And man, she jumped. She said something to me that she'd have been a man. I'd have socked her in her mouth for attempting to swing at me. But she said that I was bothering her or something. I said, man, this must be one of them crypto Jews that ain't really from this country, whose ancestors have taught her a whole different meaning of being in America. Because how could she be this way when she and I are two of the only five, swarty colored people in this building, in this bowling alley? How could she say that to what she was saying to me? Because I ain't gonna repeat it because it was inflammatory and it was totally insulting. I just told you, if she'd have been a man and she spoke to me in that tone, no matter what it was she had said, I'm not that kind of guy that a man can get away with talking to me like that. I'm not that type. And with women, if we can't come to a higher understanding of the existence of us, that was what you, then I'll just quit. I'll just quit coming here. I'll just take my money and go over here and give it to somebody else. I'm done coming to this building. And so I don't go there because if we're still fighting each other with words, then that means that you're still brainwashed, and your brainwashing ain't getting no cover. You ain't getting no help for your mental illness to be still brainwashed in the 21st century that you think that your ancestors, oh, you're saying my ancestors came over here from Africa, but yours didn't, kind of mentality. So I'm just saying, I'm still looking for Harriet Tubman. I'm still looking for now. Like I just explained, the Holy Roman Catholic Church came here and killed or enslaved over 11 million Native Americans. Could you understand if those 11 million people had been allowed to live, what the country, what this country would be looking like? If just 11 million more of us was able to have one child each, two children for America, that's 3 more million people would still be on this planet today. Even more uncountable. 11 million people probably would have made 250 billion more people. That one entity right there wiped out. And I'm just saying that because we're on this story today. I just wanted to bring a change about to to share that there. Don't be thinking that this is a man's world. That we had queens running. Keeping it real in their parts of the world too. So I think at this point right here, we've been here long enough. I've been here for 2 hours and 48 minutes. Some of y'all need to go and watch the replay. I'm gonna cut it off right here, right now, and go watch TV. Give y'all a chance to go be yourselves. Okay. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming, and I'm gonna send y'all away with something. What can I send y'all away with? I'm gonna send you on your merry ways with some more of my sponsor, Michael Welch. Let me just find what I did. I done made that commitment and I done said it out my mouth, so I guess I better go find his video in here, right? Let's see what I got. And like I said, I want to thank y'all all for coming. If you guys like this song right here, go ahead and hit that link and share it with others. This video.